श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम् शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्ति वागीशाद्या सुमनस्य सर्वार्थानां वक्रतुण्डं महाकाय नमामि गजाननं गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजं गुरुर्भव्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोः भगवतो सिद्धैकसिन्धो रामानुजस्य जन्मं शरणं प्रपद्ये यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण द्वैतवासनाभिर्मुच्यते बोधात्मकाय नमस्तस्मै भगवते श्रीरमणमहर्षये हृदाकाशे सदा भान्तं शान्तमानन्दरूपिणं ज्ञानभारमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं श्रीसत्यसायिनं अनन्तर्यामिनं दुर्भिर्युक्ता चतुर्भुजस्फटिकमणिमयीमक्षमालां ददानास्तेनैकेन पद्मं सितमभिषेकं पुस्तकं चापरेण भासा कुन्देन्दुशङ्खस्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सामे वाग्देवतेयं जगत्सत्त्ववदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरमधुराक्षरमारुह्यकविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम् आञ्जनेयमतिपाटलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमणीयं त्रिगं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमानन्दनं यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र नतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिगुणमतराक्षसान्तकं मनोजवमारुतुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं मातात्मजं वानरयुतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसजाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचीन सदासीत् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः वैदेही सहितं सरद्रमतले मे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकवासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितमग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते दत्तं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजिष्यामः वामे भूमिसुधावरश्च हनुमान्वश्च सुमित्रा सुता शत्रुघ्नो भरतश्च पार्श्वदलयो वायुवादकोणे सुग्रीवश्च भीषणश्चैव रणारासितो जाम्बवान् मध्ये नीलसरोजकोमलरुचिं रामं भजे श्यामः नमस्तु रामाय लक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजाय नमस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यो नमस्तु चन्द्रार्कमण्डलेभ्यः जानकीकान्तस्मरणं आञ्जनेयस्वामी की இன்று போய் நாளை வா. Go today, rest and recover and come back tomorrow. Ravana was defeated by Sri Rama and sent back in ignominy. Seeing that he had vastly underestimated the might of the enemy, Ravana decides to take it seriously. All of his ministers persuade him to not return to the battlefield immediately. The very fact that he came so early in the battle, in the war itself, was not appropriate, because such a mighty king like him should not be the vanguard. But looking at all options, he decides to wake up Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna has gone back to sleep. The sleep should last him for 6 months. The boon of Brahma is that if he is woken up in between, then he will perish. And at that time, Ravana forgets that, cannot remember it, or even if he remembers it, chooses to disregard it, and gives the orders that Kumbhakarna be woken up. All the Rakshasas go to wake up Kumbhakarna in every version of Ramayana that we have seen on TV, whether it is a movie form or the serial form. This is one of those humorous places where the Rakshasas try to wake up Kumbhakarna in various ways. They blare loud music into his ears and try jumping up and down upon him, even make elephants walk upon him. Valmiki children. He is so huge that elephants can be made to walk upon him. He still doesn't wake up. In the end, they bring lots of food and keep it in front of him, meats of various sorts, fragrant aromatic wines and so on. The smell of it and all the disturbances wake him up. He gets up, the first thing he does is eat a lot. Then he says, why have I been woken up? The people there tell him the reason what has happened at dinner. Immediately he gets up and goes to meet with Ravana. Kumbhakarna from his house, he goes on the main road to meet with Ravana. அப்போ ஒரு whole chapter இருக்குங்க. என்னன்னா, there are huge walls surrounding Lanka. Huge walls, high walls. City walls are all very high. Ana, when Kumbhakarna gets up and walks, he is clearly visible to all the monkeys, Rama, etc. He is so big that perhaps the walls come up to maybe his knee level. That's pressure. And then everybody is able to see him. And Rama looks at him and says, "Who is this?" What is just walking along? Vibhishanan explains, "This is my other brother Kumbhakarna." He talks about Kumbhakarna, the power of Kumbhakarna, the might and the valor of Kumbhakarna, and Vibhishana feels if Ravana has gone to the extent of waking up Kumbhakarna, then he is really rattled, truly rattled. Yesterday's defeat has truly rattled him. Kumbhakarna comes there and stands in front of Ravana. What happened? Danda, this is the situation. First thing he says is, how come you have not restored Sita back again? Did we not discuss it last time when I was awake? How is it that you have still kept her here with you? When you decided to go and steal her away, you did not seem it fit to wake me up or ask any of our other people about advice or counsel. You did what you wanted to do. Now that the sins have come home to roost, you are waking us all up. You are asking all of us to go and fight. He gives a bit of advice to Ravana. Ravana gets annoyed, angry. He said, I didn't wake you up to talk to me like this. Are you my father? Are you my teacher? Guruva, Appava. Why are you lecturing me like this? If you want to fight, fight. Otherwise, go back to sleep. Kumbhakarna said, who said I will not fight? Can't I even talk to you as a brother? I am expressing my opinions. I am anyway going to fight for you. No matter what, I will go and fight. There is no doubt about it. Both of the brothers know that this is great danger that has come upon them. After his defeat, Ravana starts recollecting all the curses that he has collected so far. Hobby mari collect pannirukana. Some people collect stamps. Some people collect coins. Ravana seems to collect curses. Whose curses come back to roost? Anaranya or Tandrana. There was an Ikshvaku king called Anaranya. Anaranya cursed him. Anaranya cursed him and he says, in my Vamsha there will be born a descendant of mine who will destroy you. When he went to Kailasha, Devi Parvati cursed him. Brahma has cursed him. Punjikasthalan or Apsaras has cursed him. Nandikeshwara has cursed him. If he has several curses, have all these curses come to finally bear fruit? But still, no matter what, I still have to fight. Then he is sending Kumbhakarna out. Kumbhakarna says, fine, doesn't matter, I will go and fight. After Kumbhakarna comes out. The moment Kumbhakarna comes, Kumbhakarna has not even started to fight. Simply looking at him, all the monkeys began to run away. Again, the Angada had to come there and stop all of them. Don't you dare step away from this place, otherwise you will be punished for deserting the army. All of you go back to fight. Fight. We came to fight, we thought we will fight some equals, some Rakshasas. Who can fight with a mountain? A moving mountain. All the monkeys decide to fight with him. Everybody comes to fight. Hanuman, everybody comes and tries their might against Kumbhakarna. Nobody is able to stand. Here, but a Mahasattva. Sugriva comes and gives a great fight. He understands who the Sugriva is. Sugriva Kumbhakarna gave a tight slap to Sugriva. Sugriva fainted. Then and there he caught hold of Sugriva, put him on his shoulder and said, I'll take this fellow back. It's a minor victory in the war. Our elder brother is already a bit demoralized. Ravana is a bit dejected and demoralized. If we show him some low-hanging fruit, he decided to dangle Sugriva in front of Ravana so that Ravana can reach up. Though low-hanging fruit. He decided to take Sugriva and show him off as a trophy. As he was walking back inside the streets of Lanka, all the Rakshasas had gathered there, and on seeing Kumbhakarna come back victoriously, they all showered sprinkled scented water upon him. இப்போ மேலே எப்படி ஷவர் பண்ணான்னு தெரியல, அது வேற விஷயம். ஏன்னா நம்ம கல்யாணத்துக்குலாம் போனோம்னா, if you go to the wedding, as soon as you enter, they'll have a small and the little sprinkler with which they put chandanam water, and they'll sprinkle on you. அதுதான் நம்ம சேசிக்கு துருண்டு கொடுக்கும். இவனுக்கு என்ன எப்படி பண்ணான்னு தெரியல, பண்ணியிருக்கானா வால்மீகி சொல்ற. they have done it. எப்படியோ பெரிய ஹோஸ் பேப்பர் வச்சு ஸ்ப்ரே பண்ணாலும் என்னன்னு தெரியாது. they sprayed scented water upon him. When that water fell upon him in order to cool him down, Anna, the water also fell upon Sugriva. Sugriva was nearly unconscious. So when the scented water came upon his face, he woke up. நான் எங்க இருக்கேன், நான் யாரு அப்படின்னு சினிமாலாம் சொல்லுவா இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி who am I, where am I அப்படின்னு பார்த்தா, ஓஹோ why am I moving, எங்கேயோ he is upside down and he is bobbing up and down. அது பார்த்தா தெரியுது. ஏன்னா with every move of Kumbhakarna, எப்படி he is almost feeling seasick. You know what is happening அப்படின்னு பார்த்தா, he is on Kumbhakarna's shoulder. But then he got quickly scrambled up. He thought, I have to escape from here. எப்படி பண்றது அப்படின்னா, before escaping I should also contribute a little bit to the war effort அப்படின்னு சொல்லி he went and bit Kumbhakarna's karna. கும்பகர்ணன் அப்படின்னாலே கர்ணான்னா காதுன்னு அர்த்தம். கர்ணானா காது, கும்பா அப்படின்னா பெரிய பாட், கும்பகர்ணா அப்படின்னா பாட் லைக் இயர்ஸ் ஹியர். அதான் நறுக்குன்னு ஒரு கடி. He bit that, then he scrambled across Kumbhakarna's face and bit his nose also. ஏன்னா இந்த குடும்பத்துக்கே ஏதாவது லாய்க்குன்னு வச்சுட்டான் போட்டு. இந்த குடும்பத்துக்கு அப்படின்னு ஒரு நிஷானா, ஒரு சிக்னேச்சர் ஃபார் திஸ் ஃபேமிலி. வாட் இஸ் த சிக்னேச்சர் அப்படின்னா, சாப் ஆஃப் த நோஸ் அண்ட் த இயர் அப்படின்னு. ஏன்னா சூர்பனகா ஆரம்பிச்சிருந்தது. சூர்பனகாஸ் ராவணாஸ் சிஸ்டர் நோஸ் அண்ட் இயர் were chopped off. உடனே அந்த இன்ஸ்பிரேஷன் வந்துடுது சுக்ரீவனுக்கு. Sugriva was inspired by Lakshmana's act on Shurpanaka. அதனால he also decided to do the same thing. He bit off a portion of Kumbhakarna's ear and his nose and jumped from there and ran back to Rama's presence. கும்பகர்ணன் ஒரே கோவம், இந்த மாதிரி நடந்ததே கிடையாது, குரங்குகளோட சண்டை போட்டா இப்படி தான் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு ஒரே வருத்தம். ஏன்னா before this Kumbhakarna sallied forth in war several times, but that was all with other great kings or devas and so on. Adha or dignity of warfare vandama. If you are fighting a war with somebody, there has to be some amount of dignity in that. You use weapons, you stand at a distance, you speak, and then you fight and so on and so forth. Idu chumma kaada kadikiren mooka kadikiren ara kadipadanna. Biting the ear, biting the nose, this is undignified warfare. அதனால கும்பகர்ணா was really wild. He thought, what is this? I better go back and show that fellow a lesson or two அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு கும்பகர்ணா returned back into the battlefield. அப்பவும் திருப்பி பெரிய சண்டை, again a great big war. அப்போ all the monkeys, Lakshmana instructs all the monkeys to climb up upon Kumbhakarna and start to bite him everywhere. This tactic worked அப்படின்னு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு ஏறுடானா எல்லாம் மலையில ஏறுற மாதிரி ஏறுதுகள். All the monkeys are climbing up upon him as though they are climbing up on a mountain. அங்கே போய் பிராண்டுறது, கடிக்கிறது, குத்துறது, ஸ்க்ராச்சிங் ஹிம். எதா இருந்தாலும் 1000 monkeys suddenly climb. So he is huge. But if 1000 monkeys climb and start scratching and biting, and then it will be annoyance. அவன் என்ன பண்ணானா, with a roar he shook them off like an elephant shaking off monkeys from its back. Hey அப்படின்னா அதெல்லாம் புத்து திருப்பி அதை டைம் பார்க்க. இப்படியா monkeys are creating a lot of nuisance for Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna is wild, very angry. இப்போ இந்த இடத்துல ஒரு சின்ன இன்டர்போலேஷன் இருக்கு. One version of the Ramayana, some versions of the Ramayana do not contain it. One version of the Ramayana contains it. என்னது அப்படின்னா, in this juncture there is a meeting, an encounter between Kumbhakarna and Vibhishana. Kumbhakarna meets Vibhishana. Vibhishana அங்க வந்து நிற்கிறான். அண்ணா, Kumbhakarna looks at him and says, Vibhishana, you are the only fellow who has done a wise thing in our entire family. Vibhishana சொல்றான், அண்ணா, don't mistake me that I have betrayed our elder brother and you. No, he kicked me out. It is not that I wanted to betray. I only tried to give him good advice. Now, Kumbhakarna said, don't worry, you are preaching to the choir. You do not need to tell me all of those things. In fact, you alone are going to be responsible for the continuation of the Rakshasa race. Otherwise, for the misdeed that has been committed by our elder brother Ravana, all the Rakshasas will be destroyed. Luckily, you have defected. Luckily, you have gone and joined Rama. You surrendered to him. Therefore, Rakshasa race will be protected. அப்படின்னு கும்பகர்ணா gives assurance to Vibhishana, and then he says, Vibhishana, go away from this place. I am in a bloodlust. I've slaughtered so many people. The smell of this blood is intoxicating me. Adanala, I will not be able to distinguish between friends and enemies anymore. To me, everybody is an enemy. I'm going berserk. He's become a berserker. The berserker na shilwalya sanda bodum. I've gone berserk. I'm going to now go plow into it. Even at the cost of my life, I'm going to fight. Adanala, if you better stay away, otherwise I'm blinded by anger and this or craze. I will not be able to even tell the fact that you are my brother. Therefore, move away. Udane Vibhishana with tears in his eyes. With tears in his eyes, he goes and stands in a corner. Even Sugriva cried when Vali was ultimately felled. Even though they had enmity for most of their life, still when death came, he was still saddened. Likewise, India, with Vibhishana and Kumbhakarna, there is no enmity even. Kumbhakarna was a victim. So, Vibhishana goes away. War starts. One by one, everybody comes and tries to fight with Kumbhakarna. Nobody is able to face him. Lakshmana also comes and tries. Kumbhakarna, Children, don't waste your time with me. Call Rama. Again, Rama finally comes and engages Kumbhakarna in a great battle. One by one, Rama first chops off his right arm. When the huge big arm falls down, that itself crushes so many monkeys and rakshasas together. And he chops off his left arm, chops off his right leg, chops off his left leg, and finally with a crescent-shaped arrow, cuts off his head. And the head down, the head itself was so huge, when it fell down, it crushed so many. Vanaras and Rakshasas. Ibdiya Kumbhakarna meets his end. As per our stories, he is Vijaya. Jaya and Vijaya, who were Vishnu's Dwarapalakas in Vaikuntha. As a result of the curse, they have come back. Bhagavan himself has come and sent Kumbhakarna off in this manner. Only Ravana is left. When the news reaches Ravana, Ravana is destroyed. Completely destroyed. Enna prayojanam rajyena nasti me karyam kim karishyami sitaya kumbhakarna vihinasya jivite nasti me matihi yadaham bhratrhantaram nahalmi yudiraghavam nanu me maranam shreyo nachedam vyartha jivitam. Children, what is left for me in life? Ravana is lamenting, what is left for me in life? Kim karishyami? And again, micham kim karishyami sitaya? Even if Sita finally becomes mine, what is the use now? What is the use of the Sita if Kumbhakarna is not there with me? Kumbhakarna vihinasya jivite. My life without Kumbhakarna is useless. In fact, the only thing left for me now is to go and fight that war and avenge the death of my brother by killing Rama, who is the murderer of my brother. If I am unable to kill Rama, then death is the best thing that can happen to me. Because otherwise I do not wish to live anymore. Friendship with brotherly love with Kumbhakarna he has got. Adyaivatam gamishyami desham yatranujo mama nahi bhratrun samutsrujya kshanam jivitumutsake deva himam hasishyanti drashtva purva bagarinim katavindram jayishyami kumbhakarnau hate tvai tadidam manupraptam vibhishana vachashubham yadajnananmaya tasya nagrihitam mahatmanaha vibhishana vachastavat kumbhakarna prahas प्रहस्तयोगो विनाशोऽयं समुत्पन्नो मां व्रीडयति दारुणः तस्यायं कर्मणः प्राप्तो विपाको मम शोकदः यन्मया धार्मिकः श्रीमान् स निरस्तो विभीषणः. When dukkam comes, when such an extraordinary sorrow comes, and good buddhi, sadbuddhi also comes along with it for Ravana. Enna solran appadina Ravana says, today itself I also want to proceed to that region where my brother is gone, Kumbhakarna is gone. After sending away my brother Kumbhakarna, I do not want to survive here even for an instant. Anna, all the gods will be laughing at me. I have previously gone and terrorized them. Today, after seeing my brother Kumbhakarna did, they will all be laughing at me. Children, this calamity has all come to me because I have not accepted the advice of Vibhishana which he gave to me at that day itself. Out of my own ignorance, I have not accepted the wholesome advice that Vibhishana gave me. That is why Prahasta, Kumbhakarna, all of these people have died today. It is all because that admonition of Vibhishana is coming true. But children, this calamity is Dharmikah Shriman, the Dharmikanana, the virtuous and most auspicious Vibhishana was expelled by me. I did not take into account that it was his dharma that was protecting me all along. He was by my side, and as long as he was by my side, no matter what happened, I was able to conquer and tide over everything. And the moment I expelled Vibhishana from my side, then ruin is now coming to me. The source of great dukkada, shokadaha. Adoda vipakam dhan in the shokada. The result, the consequence of my deed of expelling Vibhishana from my side is now bearing fruit in the form of this great sorrow. Ravana starts to lament. Then, if you have learned so much, why can't you now at least surrender to Rama? Ravana says, I do not wish to survive anymore. I do not wish to live anymore. After having lost my brothers, I do not wish to live. Adhanali he is going to continue with the war. He is not going to put an end to it. Srimad Bhagavatatula, Vidura comes and admonishes Dhritarashtra before the Mahabharata war. War is almost decided. It is going to start. Everybody is ready. All kinds of peace missions have failed. Apo, Dhritarashtra does not want to go into the war also because he knows it may not be very favorable to them. But last ditch effort he calls Vidura and says, Vidura, what shall I do? Okay. Every once in a while he'll ask Vidura's advice, he'll never follow it. According to him, advice is to be heard, not to be followed. Okay, like we listen to music now. Like that, Dhritarashtra would listen to advice from Vidura. Cat on Vidura again. What should I do? There's only one thing to do now. You should have done several things before, but all that is too late now. There is only one thing that you can do now. One thing if you do, then everything will be resolved properly. There will be peace. What? Exile your son Duryodhana. Banish your son Duryodhana. Cast him aside. Kill him if you can. If you cannot kill him, at least throw him out. Just as he was telling this, Duryodhana entered the room. Suddenly he became very angry and he shouted, yelled at Vidura in various ways. Vidura said, enough, I shall leave. He had a very famed bow. He was a great archer. Keeping that bow there at the doors, he walked out. Apo, Srimad Bhagavatatula, it is described as Kaurava Punyalabdaha. And the Vidura is described as Kaurava Punyalabdaha. That means the one who was obtained by the punya of Kauravas. The Kauravas had performed so much punya, and as a result of that punya, the punya phalam that they had attained was Vidura. As long as Vidura was by their side, Dharma was still by their side. Even though they did not practice it, Vidura was practicing it. Vidura was by their side, Dharma was there. The moment Vidura left, defeat came to them. Likewise, Ravana is thinking, until Vibhishana was by my side, he may not have done anything excellent for me. He was by my side. His dharma was protecting me. When I have cast him aside, alas, avanike thonradhu, Sadarmikaha Shriman Nirasto Vibhishanaha Dharmikanana Vibhishana. That is the beauty of dharma. Even the most adharmic fellow will have to accept dharma. அவன் பண்ணாம போனாலும் பண்றவனை அவன் மதிச்சுத்தான் ஆகணும். He has got to pay respect to the person who is following dharma. That is the greatest thing about dharma. What will you get when you practice dharma? Respect you will get. Always, if you fulfill your dharma, respect will come to you. நினைச்சு பாருங்களேன், you take your own examples, you have different roles. You may be a mother or a daughter. You may be a father, you may be a husband, you may be a son. You have different roles in here. When you perform your role, you will be respected. If you do not fulfill your role, you will not be respected. If you are not fulfilling your role as a father, you will not be respected by your children. If you are not fulfilling your role as your mother, you will not be respected by your children. If you are not fulfilling your role as an employee at work, nobody will respect you at work. எல்லா இடத்துலையுமே what does dharma give you? Respect. Why should we do dharma? It brings honor to us, it brings respect to us, it brings dignity to us. When we fail our dharma or do not follow our dharma, then we will naturally be disrespected. If you want to have respect, even your enemy will have to respect you if you are dharmic. That is a very great truth. அதனால இங்க Ravana also says dharmikaha, the பேர்பட்ட தர்மாத்மா விபீஷணா, I exiled him, now I am suffering the consequences of it. அப்படின்னு he also feels. Seeing Ravana lament in this manner, Ravana's sons, Ravana has got several sons. How many wives he had? ஒரு forest of women இருந்தா இல்லையா? If there was a forest of wives அப்படின்னா, will there not be several forests of sons then? அதனால all the sons of Ravana came up to him. Important sons were the Trishiras அப்படின்னு ஒருத்தன் இருக்கான். Trishiras சொல்றான், அப்பா, why are you crying so much? It is true our uncles and other people have gone. That doesn't matter. We are all still there. You should not cry like this. You are such an extraordinary, powerful person. You have won so many wars before. So many victories are to your credit. Why should you give way to so much of disconsolate grief? Do not worry. We are all there. Trishiras, Devantakan, Narakantakan, Atikaya, were sons of Ravana. All of them say we are all still alive. You should not cry. அப்படின்னா அவளோட ஒரு பக்தி, பித்ருபக்தி அவளுக்கும் இருக்கு. அதனால தான் இன்னைக்கு ராமாயணத்தில் அவளை பற்றியும் சொல்கிறோம். We are spending time to talk about all of these people in Ramayana. அப்படின்னா என்னத்துக்கு அப்படின்னா, unlike the children of today, again என்ன சொன்னேன், if you follow dharma, you will be respected. Somehow or the other you will be respected. எங்க ராமாயண பாராயணம் பண்ணாலும், wherever Ramayana is chanted, wherever Ramayana is said, the names of all of these Rakshasas are still remembered even today. Tretayugathila ponavaadlam, Narakantakanum, Devantakanum, Adhigayanum, Trishirasum, Indrajittum, ivallam yaru Rakshasargal thane akampanna, ivallam Rakshasas thane. We still remember these Rakshasas even today. Mana kittu pandrom. Anybody who does a Ramayana Parayana will have to read all their names. They also fulfilled their dharma. Because they fulfilled their dharma, they are respected today. The children are very important vision. All children have to recognize and realize this. Even if you are a Rakshasa, if you fulfill your dharma, you will be respected. Sadhus and saints will read your names. On the other hand, if you do not fulfill your duty towards your parents, who will remember you? You will be just in the dust. Whether it is parents, children, everybody has to perform their dharma. Part of our living is to do dharma. We don't have to go out of it. Dharma is not something that is out of your way at all. See, dharma, you don't have to go out of your way to do dharma. That is what you should be doing. You should already be doing it. In fact, do not go out of your way from dharma. You don't have to go out of your way to do dharma. If you continue in your way, that itself is dharma. Do not go out of your way away from dharma. Dharma ta pannittu irukom. அதனால Narakantakan, Trishiras, Devantakan, Atikaya, all of these fellows say we are all still there. Mahaparshva, Mahodara அப்படின்னு ரெண்டு பேர். இந்த Mahodara, Mahaparshvaங்கிறவா யாரு அப்படின்னா, they are two sons of Ravana. There are two other Mahodara, Mahaparshvas, they are ministers of Ravana. இவா they've got other names. Matta, Yuddhonmatta அப்படின்னு பேர் உண்டு அவளுக்கு. Matta, Yuddhonmatta அப்படின்னா, Matta அப்படின்னா மேடுன்னு அர்த்தம், intoxicated அர்த்தம். Yuddhonmatta அப்படின்னா intoxicated in war அப்படின்னு அர்த்தம். Yuddha Unmatta, maddened by war, அதாவது war mad fellow. நேம்ஸ் வாழ்க்கலாம். தே ஹேட் அது கொஞ்சம் பைத்தியகாரத்தனமாக இருக்கு இல்லையா, பேர் ஏதோ குடிச்சிட்டு வச்சுட்டா உங்களுக்கு பேர் தெரியல. ராவணன் ஏன் வச்சான்னு தெரியல. Ravana's the one who kept the names. Maybe Ravana was drunk when the news of Matta's birth was announced to him. அப்படியே குடிச்சுட்டு அவன் பேர் என்ன, மத்தா அப்படி பேர் வச்சான். அவனுக்கு அப்படி பேர் வச்சுட்டான். இன்னொருத்தருக்கு யுத்தோன்மத்தான் இன்னொருத்தன் பேர். அப்புறம் பார்த்தா when they grew up, when they have to be admitted in school, அப்போ போய் what is the name அப்படின்னா mad fellow, insane அப்படின்னா நல்லா இல்லையோ not nice. அதனால அப்போ என்ன பண்ணா, he changed their names slightly and he said மகோதரா மகாபார்ஷ்வா அப்படின்னு பேர் வச்சான். மகோதரானா பிக் ஸ்டமக்னு அர்த்தம். அது இருந்திருக்குமா இருக்கும் அவனுக்கு சொல்ல முடியாது. மகாபார்ஷ்வன் அப்படின்னா பார்ஷ்வன்னா பக்கத்தில் இருக்க சைட்லாம் பெருசாக இருக்கு. மகோதரா மகாபார்ஷ்வான்னு பேர். ஸோ ஆல் ஆஃப் தெம் கேம் அவுட். வந்தா இது எப்படி இருக்கும் அப்படின்னா நம்ம கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு கிரிக்கெட் மேட்ச் மாதிரி இருக்கும். யுத்த காண்டம் இஸ் a bit like cricket match. ஏன்னா the batsman will come, he will bat, he will get a few runs and then he will be clean bowled or LBW, அப்புறம் run out, everything he will come back இல்லையா, அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும் கிட்டத்தட்ட. ஒன்னா வந்தா தேவாந்தகா and Trishiras came and they were made clean bowled at the hands of Hanuman. மகோதரா LBW, நீலா, மகாபார்ஷ்வா run out, ரிஷபா. அதிகாயன் வந்தான். அதிகாயா கேம் தேர் and put up a terrible fight. அவன் பாட் அடிச்சுட்டே போறான். 1 run to 10 runs, அப்புறம் 20 runs, அப்புறம் 30 runs, half a century, 60, almost century அடிச்சுடுவான் போல் இருக்கு. கடைசி நிமிஷத்துல last minute when everything, when there's no more hope left and the final ball and the last ball in the over and Lakshmana comes and hits Atikaya as dead by Lakshmana. A clean bowled, அவனும் out அப்புறம். Atikaya also, he puts up a fierce fight but nevertheless in the end he is killed by Lakshmana. அப்போ ஆல்மோஸ்ட் எவ்ரிபடி இஸ் கான். யாருமே இல்லை இனிமே, மிச்சமே கிடையாது. யார் மிச்சம் அப்படின்னா ராவணா இஸ் தேர். ராவணாஸ் டூ இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் மினிஸ்டர்ஸ் மகோதரா மகாபார்ஷ்வா அவா இருக்கா. நாட் தீஸ் டூ சன்ஸ் ஹூ ஹவ் கான். அந்த மகோதரா மகாபார்ஷ்வா ஆர் கான் பட் அதர் டூ மகோதரா மகாபார்ஷ்வா ஆர் தேர். அவா இருக்கா. இந்திரஜித் இஸ் லெஃப்ட். இப்படிதான் இந்திரஜித், மகோதரா, மகாபார்ஷ்வா, ராவணா. நடுவில் விருபாக்ஷன் ஒரு சின்ன பையன் ஒருத்தன் இருக்கான். அவ்வளோதான் இருக்கா. திஸ் இஸ் ஆல் தட் இஸ் லெஃப்ட் ஆஃப் த மைட்டி வாரியர்ஸ், நேம்டு வாரியர்ஸில் எல்லாம் மிச்சபடி சோல்ஜர்ஸ் தான் எல்லாரும். அப்போ சோல்ஜர்ஸ் ஆர் சோ மெனி சோல்ஜர்ஸ் ஆர் தேர், தே வில் நோ தேர் நேம்ஸ், வி டு நாட் நோ தேர் நேம்ஸ். ஹோப்ஃபுல்லி தே ரிமெம்பர் தேர் நேம்ஸ். ஆனால் அமங்ஸ் தி பிக் வாரியர்ஸ் அப்படின்னா ஒன்லி சோ மெனி ஆர் லெஃப்ட். அப்போ Indrajit comes out. Indrajit comes out to battle. Indrajit எப்போ வந்தாலுமே he has been successful so far. Last time also when Indrajit came, he was able to use the Naga Pasham and immobilize all the majority of the army including Rama and Lakshmana. So much so that Garuda had to come and rescue all of them. Again Indrajit comes out now. திருப்பி Indrajit வரான். Ravana, when he hears the news of the death of all his sons, he starts to cry. ஓன்னு உட்காந்து அழுதுன்னு இருக்கான். இப்போ புத்திரக்ஷயம் ததோ ஹதாம்ஸ்தான் சஹசா நிஷம்ய ராஜா மகாபாஷ்ப பரிப்ளுதாக்ஷः புத்திரக்ஷயம் பிராத்ருவதம் ச கோரம் விசிந்த்ய ராஜா விபுலம் பிரதத்யௌ. Hearing the death of all of those sons of his, the brother and so on, Ravana is crying copiously, shedding tears. அப்படியா when he is plunged in deep grief about eldest son of Ravana, Meghanadhan பேரு, Indrajit. When he was born and he cried, it seems it was like his cry resembled the sound of thunder. அதனால they gave him the name Meghanadha. Megha அப்படின்னா clouds, Nadhana sound of the clouds, thunder. Later on when he fought against Indra, he defeated Indra. அதனால Indrajit அப்படின்னு பேரு, the conqueror of Indra அப்படின்னு. இப்படியா eldest son born to Mandodari and to Ravana. அவன் அங்கேருந்து வரான். நதாத்தமோகம் பரிகந்தும் அர்ஹசே யத்ரேந்திரஜித் ஜீவதி நைருதேஷா நேந்திராரி பாணாபிஹதோ ஹி கச்சித் பிராணான் சமர்த்தஹ சமரே பிபாதும். தாத்தா, அப்பா, father, as long as Indrajit is alive, why are you despairing so much? You should not give way to despair like this. Because who has ever managed to survive after I go and wage a true war? In the history that I have gone out, Ravana has gone out and become defeated several times. Indrajit has never been defeated ever. Ravana went Banasura and Shanda Potu Thirimi vandutan. He went and got kicked away by Vamana. He went and tried to fight with Kartavirya Arjuna and was defeated. He went and fought with Vali and was defeated. he went to Kailasha and he was defeated. Ravana may have defeats under his belt, and Indrajit has never been defeated. Adana Indrajit Naan Bore, I will go. And I will, today itself, I will overwhelm Rama and Lakshmana with my arrows, which never miss their target. Today itself, you will be happy. You will be made happy. You will win this war today. Saying that, he comes out. He is an adept in using several mystic weapons. He straight away takes the Brahmastra. सोऽस्त्र महारयामास ब्रह्मास्त्र विशारदः धनुश्चात्मरतं चैव सर्वं तत्राभ्यमन्त्रयत्. Indrajit, who was an adept in using several divine astras, invoked Brahmastra and charged the bow, his chariot, and all of the things with the spell of the mantra. He protected everything. அப்படியே இன்வோக் பண்ணி he let loose the பிரம்மாஸ்திரா. அது போன உடனே என்ன ஆச்சான் அப்படின்னா, the பிரம்மாஸ்திரா struck them, all the monkeys, எல்லாம் they were all armed with so many weapons and so on, எல்லாம் தத்தன்னு அங்கே ஊண்டி எடுத்துக்கலாம். every monkey fell down. Overwhelmed by those arrows, all the monkeys, their limbs were pierced. Everybody was incapacitated, everybody was falling down, they were all being felled. They did not back away, they were still trying to fight. Gandhamadana, Nala, Gaja, Mainda, Jambavana, Neela, Rishabha, Angada, Vivida. All these monkeys are all very monkeys. All of these monkeys fell down. One astra was enough, one astra was enough to go and pierce all the well-known monkeys. Each one is armed with so many weapons. And the Indrajit, every arrow that Indrajit shoots out multiplies into so many different arrows and goes and pierces, fells all of these monkeys, including Hanuman, Sugriva, Angada, Gandhamadana, Jambavana, Sushena, Vegadarshi, Mainda, Dvivida, Nila, Gavaksha, Gavaya, Kesari, Hariloma, Vidyut, Damshtra, Suryanama, Jyotirmuka, Dadimuka, Pavakaksha, Kumuda, Nala, Iperbata, Tanamanki. Not only these monkeys, having brought all of those monkeys down, Yenda Bhandana Abdina, Savai Gada Virhariyuta Mukhya Nirbidya Banai Stapani Yavarnaihi Vavarsha Ramam Sharavrishti Jalaihi Salakshmanam Bhaskara Rashmikalpaihi. Having wounded all the leaders of the monkeys with his weapons, he fully covered Rama and Lakshmana also with torrents of arrows that resembled the rays of the sun. A rain shower of arrows is falling upon them. Even then they are still trying to fight. In the end, Tatastu tav Indrajito astrajalaihi bhavuvatus tatra tada vishastau Sajapitau tatra vishata hitva nanada harshad yudirakshasendra. Rama and Lakshmana fell. The entire battlefield was covered with arrows, covered with the bodies of monkeys and bears falling where they stood, pierced by numerous arrows, including the bodies of Rama and Lakshmana fell down in the midst of all of it. But a very loud shout from the Rakshasa side that he has been almost victorious. Indrajit triumphantly returned to Lanka. Appa, done. As long as Rama and Lakshmana are standing, all the monkeys have got some courage to stand with. When Rama and Lakshmana also fall down, all the monkeys have fallen down, only two people are able to walk around. Yarina, Vibhishana. Vibhishana is able to walk around. Aduthathu yaru appadina? Hanuman. Chiranjeevis they both are. They are the only ones that are able to walk around. Vibhishana came there and told Hanuman, let us walk around the battlefield and try to find out who is alive, who is dead. Let us try to restore some confidence in the ranks. ஒரே ஒருத்தன் வந்திருக்கான். This only one fellow came out. ஒரே ஒரு இந்திரஜித். One Indrajit came out and he managed to lay the entire army down. அப்படின்னா you can imagine the prowess of Indrajit. Nobody has been able to accomplish this before. Ravana himself was not able to do it. Kumbhakarna was not able to do it. Nobody could accomplish what Indrajit has accomplished now. Ratri ayittu, night came. Above everywhere there is darkness, there is only the moans of the injured. Taking a torch in their hand, Vibhishana and Hanuman go around from monkey to see who is alive. Partha eppadi irukna, they see the entire earth covered all over with the bodies of the monkeys. Ellam blood coming out from their tails and hands and thighs and feet and fingers and necks. Ellam discharging urine anganga. Everywhere ஏதோ ஒரு ரணகலம்னு சொல்லுவா இல்லையா, அதான் ரணகலம் அப்படிங்கிறது. ரணா அப்படின்னா தி பேட்டில் ஃபீல்டு. அப்படியே everywhere they are lying senseless. Sugriva is lying there senseless. Angada, Neela, Sharabha, Gandhamadana, Jambavan, Sushena எல்லாம் கடக்கா அப்படியே இருக்கா. Everybody laid prostrate. அப்போ as Vibhishana is walking around trying to recognize and identify the various different warriors on their side, Jambavan படுத்துட்டு இருக்காருங்க. Jambavan is lying down there. He has been covered by hundreds of arrows. Hundreds of arrows. அதை பார்த்த உடனே Jambavan பார்த்த உடனே Vibhishana comes rushing towards Jambavan. Who is Jambavan? Jambavan is the son of Brahma himself. Son of Brahma, Brahmamanasa Putra. He is one of the sons of Brahma, Jambavan. Who is Vibhishana? அப்படின்னா Vibhishana is the great grandson of Brahma. ரெண்டு பேருக்கு அதனால ஒரு பெரிய கனெக்ஷன் உண்டு. பெரிய ஒரு கிரேட் அங்கிள் இவர். அதனால அவர்கிட்ட போய் கேட்கிறார், ஆர் யூ ஆல் ரைட் அப்படின்னு கேட்கிறார். He goes and says, hey Jambavan, I hope you are still alive அப்படின்னு கேட்ட உடனே ஜாம்பவான் அங்கிருந்து சொல்றார், I'm not able to open my eyes. ஏன்னா even my eyelids are covered with arrows. So I cannot open my eyes, but from your voice I can recognize you to be Vibhishana. Vibhishana தானே? Vibhishana? Yes, I am Vibhishana அப்படின்னு. அப்ப சொன்ன, அஞ்சனா சுப்ரஜாயேன மாதரிஷ்வாச்ச சுவ்ரதா ஹனுமான் வானரஸ்ரேஷ்டஹ பிராணான் தாரயதே க்வசித். When Vibhishana comes and asks about the welfare of Jambavan, Jambavan turns to Vibhishana. He says, I cannot see you. My eyes are pierced with arrows. I can only hear you. அதனால I have one question. First, let everything rest. Answer this question of mine. Anjana Suprajayena. Anjana's blessed son. Anjana Devi's blessed son. Matarishvacha Suvrata. The son of Vayu. The son of Anjana Devi and the son of Vayu. Hanuman, Vanarasreshtaha, the best among monkeys. Pranan dharayate kvachit. Is he alive? Is Hanuman alive? Abdine question. Hanuman alive nu ketta udane. Hanuman is alive. Vibhishana knows Hanuman is alive, but even before answering whether Hanuman is alive or not, his curiosity is piqued. So he asks Jambavan, Shrutva Jambavato Vakyam Uvachedam Vibhishanaha Aryaputra Atikramya Kasmat Pruchasi Marutim Naivarajani Sugrive Na Angade Na Piraghave Arya Sandarshita Sneho Yata Vayusute Paraha. Aryaputra Atikramya, those two princes, Rama and Lakshmana, you did not inquire about them. Atikramya, bypassing the welfare of Rama and Lakshmana, how is that Kasmat Prichasi Marutim? How is it that you are asking about Maruti, Hanuman? You did not ask about your king Sugriva. You did not ask about your crown prince Angada. You have not asked about the Raghava brothers. Instead, you are asking about Hanuman. What is the special affection that you are showing for Hanuman? Arya Sandarshita Sneho Yata Vayu Sute Paraha. In the Vayu Sudangita towards Hanuman, the son of Vayu. Why this extraordinary affection? Why this partiality that you are demonstrating? Why are you asking specifically about Hanuman? Abdini Vibhishana asks. Adukku Vibhishana Vashrutva Jambavan Vakyam Abravit Shrunu Nairita Shardula Yasmat Prichami Marutim Asmin Jivati Viretu Hatamappi Ahatam Balam Hanumatyujjita Prane Jivantopi Mritavayam. Hey Rakshasa, Nairita Shardula, O tiger amongst Rakshasas, listen as to why I have specifically inquired about Hanuman alone. Asmin Jivati Viretu. If Hanuman is alive, Hatamapyahatam balam. Even if all of us are dead, we are alive. Even if all of us are dead, we are not dead. Ahatam அப்படின்னு சொல்றான். Hatamapi ahatam. Even if we are dead, we are not dead. If Hanuman is there. ஆனால் Hanumat ujjita prane. If Hanuman is dead, அப்படின்னா Jivantopi mritavayam. We are living dead. We are the living dead. If Hanuman is not there, we are all dead. Hanuman irundutaranal podum. Darate marutistata maruda pratimo yadi vaishvanara samo virye jivitasha tato bhavet. If Vayuputra Hanuman is equal to Agni in his radiance and his splendor, if he is alive, then jivitasha tato bhavet. We have hope of living. We have hope of survival. அதனால call that Hanuman, bring Hanuman here. அப்படின்னு Jambavan calls for Hanuman. Jambavan is the eldest amongst the monkeys, wisest among the monkeys, the one who knows all the monkeys the best. From such a Jambavan, the certificate that he gives to Hanuman is this. If Hanuman is there, then all of us are alive. And then we realize what is the might and the power of Hanuman. Hanuman ilena, now there is no Ramayana without Hanuman. It is clearly, otherwise enna solrare, even if we are dead, we are not dead. The Katathila, when even Rama has fallen, if Hanuman is not there, how will Ramayana proceed? Another Ramayana Mahamala Rattanam. Hanuman is not merely the centerpiece of Ramayana, he is the life principle of Ramayana. Mukhya Prana அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவா. There is a concept of Mukhya Prana that is involved. Yoga la kuda Mukhya Prana is involved. Prana is very important இல்லையா? What is Prana? Prana is Vayu. Vayuputra னு சொன்னா what does Vayuputra represent? Vayuputra represents Prana. Without Prana, Pranan போயிடுத்துனா என்ன பிரயோஜனம் இல்லையா? Prana is life. He is a life force. முக்கிய பிராணான்னு இந்த துவைத்தீஸ் எல்லாம் சொல்லுவா. யோகாலையும் உண்டு, குண்டலினி சக்தி itself is முக்கிய பிராணா only. Not only that, amongst the Madhva Sampradaya people, அவளுக்குமே they worship Vayu Bhagavan very much. In fact, they believe that Madhvacharya himself is an incarnation of Vayu Bhagavan. முக்கிய பிராணன் தான் பிறந்ததுன்னு சொல்லுவா. முக்கிய பிராணா was the one that was born as Madhvacharya in order to take people towards பரபிரம்ம ஸ்வரூபமான நாராயணன். ஏன்னா ஆத்மா இருக்கு, பிராணன் இருக்கு. ஆத்மா இஸ் தேர், பிராணா இஸ் தேர், பாடி இஸ் தேர். இந்த மூணு கான்செப்ட் இருக்கு இல்லையா? ஆத்மா, பிராணா, பாடி. அதுல ஆத்மா இஸ் ஸ்ரீமன் நாராயணா, பிராணா இஸ் தி ஆச்சாரிய புருஷா, தேகம் இஸ் அஸ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி துவைதம் சொன்னாவா. நம்மளாம் உடம்பு மாத்திரங்கள். வித்தவுட் த பிராணா அண்ட் தி ஆத்மா, the body is only dead. If the body is alive அப்படின்னா it is only because of the conjunction of prana and atma. If these are not there, then the body is dead. It is a shavam. இல்லையா? அதனால what is important? முக்கிய பிராணா is important. Hanuman represents that முக்கிய பிராணா, பிராண சக்தி தான் ஹனுமான். நமக்குமே அதான் அர்த்தம். No matter what sadhana we want to do, prana if it is not there, what sadhana can we do? Pranaங்கிறது எனர்ஜி இல்லையா? Prana is energy. அதுக்கு தான், that is why it is so important, the kind of food that we eat, the kind of ahara vihara that we have, the lifestyle that we have, all of that is important because they are all going to do pranopasana. சாப்பாடு இருக்கே அது பிராணோபாசனம். அதனால தான் Upanishad speaks in such great detail about annam. Food is very very important. ஐயோ ராமாயணம் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன், யுத்தகாண்டம் சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கேன், இருந்தாலும் இங்கே வந்துட்டேன் நான். Because the importance of food can never be understated. The kind of food that you eat. Repeatedly, many times I have said this. Food that you eat, food that is cooked at home, food that is cooked using pure products. Pure அப்படின்னா என்ன அர்த்தம் அப்படின்னா, சாமி சொல்லுவார் பதார்த்த சுத்தி அப்படின்னு. அப்படின்னா that which you buy from hard earned dharmic money, not by cheating others. தார்மிகான சாமான் வாங்கி in a பாக்க சுத்தி அப்படின்னா the cooking process also has to be pure. While chanting the name of the Lord, while singing a bhajan, while remembering Bhagavan. And Madhuriya, when we cook, ரொம்ப important, because the vibrations, food consumes the vibrations at the time when it is being prepared, and when we consume that food, those vibrations, that energy patterns come into us also. Everybody likes to go and eat outside. If we are bored, we go and buy something from bakery, something from the cafe, something from the takeaway, something from the other. One of the best things that happened with the lockdowns is that this eating out came to a very, almost a near standstill. We do not realize, if you really want to know, go into the kitchen of any restaurant, a fancy restaurant, go into the kitchen during peak time when you go and order your food. The chefs are going crazy because order after order after order is piling in front of them. They are standing in front of huge fires, huge furnaces as it were. They are having their big pots and pans and woks and whatnots, and the heat of that, they are running around bringing the spices, throwing this, throwing. Tension. You are cooking for 4 people in your house, and if it is a bit of a hurry, you get up at 6 o'clock and you cook until 10 o'clock, it's okay. And if you are in a hurry and everybody is hungry and they want food, within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you have got to turn around a good dish. How tensed you are. In your own house, you are so tense when you know everything, where everything is. And I imagine the chefs who are cooking somewhere else, how much tension they undergo, how much pressure they undergo when they are cooking, how angry they are when they are cooking. Some of these chefs are known for profanities. The fellow who made a name for himself for swearing, we don't know how well he cooked, but he swore a lot. And they are uttering all kinds of names and words and curses and swears, and they are cooking. You imagine how, and you know how, if they want to taste, what do they do? Do you think the cook is going to not even taste it and send it to you? He'll obviously taste it, no? Have you seen in movies and all they show, TVs and cooking show also they show the recipe, the Western recipe. What do? They stir the pot and then they will say, here, have a taste in ba. We are eating the salivary byproducts of all kinds of people. இந்தியாவில் சொல்லுவா மசாலா தோசைலாம் சிஸ்டமே நல்லா உப்பு கறிக்க இருக்கும். ஏன்னா அவன் எப்படி வேர்வை எடுத்து போடுறாங்க. தோசை ஒரு தோசை வாதத்துக்கு அப்புறம் when you make dosa in the pan, after making one dosa, the pan can get very hot, the dosa kall tawa. So what you do, you take some water and sprinkle on it to reduce the temperature so that the dosa will come properly. Otherwise the dosa will go kindumba. You will not be able to spread the batter completely. It will go in tatters. Who knows in the restaurants where they have to sprinkle the water because he is standing there under the heat, how much of sweat is coming. The taste we say nice and salty. Bodily fluids are all coming into it. In the end, that is what you are eating. And then you want to connect to God, and then you say, why am I not succeeding? The Hanuman Jambavan வார்த்தை என்ன அப்படினால், Jambavan says, if Hanuman is alive, all the rest of us are alive. Who's Hanuman? Prana. If the prana is all right, the rest of the body is all right. If prana is balanced, the rest of the body is all right. All the organs problem illa. Prana disturbance tha organs disturbance aaguthu. If the prana is flowing freely, prana not the breath, energy. If the subtle energy in the body is flowing freely, health will be there for us. But all the organs will be working. Upanishad la kathaye undu. There's a story in the Upanishad. where the different organs of the body start to protest, saying, I am the most important one, I am the most important. Everybody says, I am the most important one. About all the tongue says, I am the most important one. Eyes say, I am the most important one. Nanda important. All of them are not able to resolve it among themselves, so they go to Brahma and they say, you have to resolve it for us. Which amongst us is the most important one? So Brahma says, you decide amongst yourself, each one stop functioning, you will know. Eyes says, I will not function. 1 week, eyes don't function. Nothing happens. It's okay. Arm says, I will not function. Nothing happens. Tongue says, I will not function. Nothing happens. Stomach says, I will not function. He becomes weak, but he's still okay. Then prana's turn comes. If prana says, I will not function now. The moment prana stops functioning, eyes are struggling, tongue is struggling, arms are struggling, stomach is struggling, every part of the body is struggling. All of them say, you please do not stop. You are our chief, you are our hero, you are our king, you are our ruler. Please do not stop. That's the Upanishad story. Prana is that life energy. There is nothing more important in this relative world. As far as we consider the relative world, there is nothing more important in this world than prana. If prana, as long as prana is there, you can do sadhana, you can pursue jnana, you can have bhakti, you can do yoga, you can do anything, accomplish anything, even worldly, spiritual, all those things can be accomplished if prana is there. If prana is not there, what can function? But Jambavan, although Jambavan is saying here, without Hanuman, the rest of the monkeys are dead. And what he's actually meaning is also that without prana, the rest of the body is standstill. Not just the body, mind also. The importance between, the link between prana and the mind is very clear. If the prana is disturbed, the mind is disturbed. Yeah? Bali and Manas. The Bali, Manas, they are together. Bali abdina karth, the muchakarth, the prana. Manas is the Vayu engundo, one manam angundu. Vachanam. Where the breath is, there the mind is. Or how the breath is, so the mind is. The breath is controlled, mind is controlled. If you are agitated, you will find you are also hyperventilating. That is why nowadays they say if you are getting a panic attack, for instance, some people, if they get a panic attack, what do they say? Anxiety attack or panic attack. Take deep breaths. They say first take deep breaths, calming breaths. Yes or no? They say take deep breaths, calm down. For the best remedy for anxiety is breath control. In a prana, anxiety is only mind. They are linked together. Everybody knows this. Prana is very important. How you preserve that prana is by the food that you take in. The food is what is becoming prana. Therefore, pay attention to the food. Do not eat food from outside. And also want to be spiritual. I'm not saying you cannot eat food from outside. Please, if you want to eat food from outside, please eat food from outside. But then, no need to waste your time doing any sadhana or any such thing. What is the point? You are nullifying it. Whatever you do will be of no use. And then don't do it. Leave it. Once all that external food goes away after 12 years from your body, then you can restart your sadhana. Swami says when you eat some food, the residue of it stays in some subtle form or the other for 12 years. Swami had said in case of those people who used to eat non-vegetarian food, he said, if you eat non-vegetarian food, if you maintain a vegetarian diet for 12 years, after 12 years, that influence on non-vegetarian food that you have consumed will go away from you. அதுக்கு 12 வருஷம்னு சொல்றேன். அப்போ 12 years அப்படின்னா நினைச்சு பாருங்க. அப்போ எத்தையோ கண்டதை தின்னுட்டோம் அப்படின்னா we eat some nonsense now, it will take 12 years for it to go. So if you think you can keep postponing your sadhana by 12 years every time, then of course you must not eat out inside the house at all. You can go out and eat wherever you want, whatever you want. என்ன கண்டராவி வேணாலும் தின்னுக்கோ, தப்பில்லை. ஆனால் if you want to be careful, you have to be very very careful. Unless unavoidable அப்படின்னா okay. இல்லைன்னா otherwise best is to try and see if you can eat as much as possible. Vim and fancy that is all I can say. There is no other option what to do. Okay, it's a different story. You are moving house or something is happening, electricity is off or gas is not working. Just feel like it. I feel lazy to cook. Why don't you feel lazy to live then? Why don't you just die? Yeah, simple only. I feel lazy to cook. Then don't you feel lazy to breathe in and out? Don't you feel so lazy to live? You can as well die, no? No, I want to live. That prana which makes you live is from food. That prana shakti is from that food. If you want to live, then why are you lazy to cook? Make your own food and eat it. Chant some mantra, at least play something. Some bhajan can go on, some Vedam can go on, some shloka can go on, and you can cook. Even if you are not thinking, at least because of the chant, you'll be forced to think. Yeah. Try and do that kind of a question comes, what about social events that you have to attend? One of the best things about COVID is it cut out all possibility of social events. Yeah. Those who are spiritual rarely would attend social events. Rare once in a while, like I said, if it is unavoidable, it is different. But as long as it can be avoided, let us try and see our. And this is another beautiful question people always have. What if you do a food prayer? I remember a boy asked me in Queensland long time ago. In a youth camp, he asked me this question. I was talking about the same food now. I was singing the same song. This is about 10 years ago. Time may change, the songs are the same. I was singing the same song and this boy asked the question, but what if you chant the food prayer? So my question is, will you take rat poison and chant the food prayer and have it? Food prayer is you to go. Take poison, take a vial of poison. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahma, Gano, Brahmana, Hutam, then drink the poison. Will you do it? Can you drink poison after chanting food prayer? If you have the faith, then yes, okay, go ahead, eat anything you want after chanting food prayer. Food prayer is given because you have to remember the Lord, offer everything to the Lord. I understand the idea that everything is for, even if it is cooked at home, chant the food prayer and eat. That is the idea. Doesn't mean you eat wherever you want and chant the food prayer. Yes or no? Chalunga Papa. Will food, you don't have to go as far as poison. Will food prayer allow you to not put on weight? Simple thing. You eat a lot of fatty food, eat a lot of food, you chant food prayer. So you think you're not going to put on weight just because you're eating all that? Is there any correlation between that and this? So where did this excuse of food prayer come to us? Food prayer is not to cleanse the food. You are expected to eat clean food only. Don't spritz the food prayer over it and think it is all sanitized. It is not a food sanitizer. Do not make a mistake. Brahmarpanam food prayer is not a food sanitizer. To the best of your ability, you make clean, clear, good food. In spite of all of that, if by some chance still some lingering effects of something is there, then by chanting the food prayer, you may alleviate it. But you can't take a bottle of poison and chant food prayer and drink it. You cannot eat pizza and fries every day and not expect to put on weight just because I chanted food prayer. How can I put on weight? Think, people. Use common sense. Please use common. You know why you are not using your common sense? Because of all the junk food that you are eating, brain has also become junk. Because brain has become junk, question comes, I will chant food prayer. Look at this beautiful thing. I've got a message from our resident psychiatrist who says, many of the patients I see feel suicidal and so on. They all work at these places that you mentioned. Okay. The chef, rush. What happens? They feel suicidal. Now, a person with suicidal thoughts is cooking for you. Is it not suicide to put it into your mouth after that? That fellow is planning, thinking, how shall I kill myself? Should I take medication? Should I go lie down on the train tracks? Should I jump down into the reservoir? In what way shall I commit suicide? He is making your fries, he is making your burger, he is making your pizza. At least, if nothing else, subtly, even in a dream, it will be influencing you. Mind will become restless. If you have not found your mind becoming restless after eating junk food, that is because you are so far gone. You are so deeply immersed in this nonsense, you cannot even tell the difference. அவ்வளவுதான் அர்த்தம். புரியுறதோ? That is all it is. And if you take a clean white handkerchief, even the tiniest dot or dirt will stand out clearly. If it is the bathroom rag, one more dirt will not going to be shown, Leah. If your minds are like bathroom rags, toilet rags that are already dirty and stinky, on top of that you went out, ate somewhere, you can say, I also ate, I didn't feel anything. That probably means that your mind is already the toilet rag that is used to clean the toilet. Adla nothing more will come. இதுக்கு மேல வர முடியாது. இதுக்கு மேல வர முடியாது. It possibly cannot get dirty anymore. It is already so dirty, it is not possible for it to become dirty more. அதனால you may say, I don't feel anything. ஆனா, it is a known fact that the food that you eat, food becomes your head. Your food becomes your head. The food that you eat goes to your and influences your thoughts. அதனால keep that in mind as far as possible. Give importance to the Hanuman in you, which is your Prana Shakti. Hanuman in you is Prana. Ella aduthukume Hanuman is the one who is saving everybody's life. Hanuman saves Rama's life, Sita's life, Sugriva's life, all the monkeys' life, Lakshmana's life, Bharata's life. Leya? Yena? Pranan is the Prana Shakti that is capable of saving everything and everybody. We will stop here for today and we will continue again tomorrow. Janaki Kanta Smaranam Anjaneya Swami Ki Sarve Bandhu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Buddhani Vishyantu Matajitu Prabhat Bhavetu Lokas Mastaskhino Bhantu Lokas Mastaskhino Bhantu Lokas Mastaskhino Bhantu Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Sai Ishvara Arpanamastu.